Hello, my name is Kyle Barnes, a student at Arizona State University. I'm making this presentation to show off my homework helper app that I created for CSE 335, Principles of Mobile Application Development. All right, so to start off, this is the main page of my app here when the app is loaded. So as you can see, it's a table view, multiple cells here, and a plus sign up top. So if we go over back to my main storyboard now, you will see that I have 5 view controllers. Main view controller, a couple various view controllers that the user is taken to based off a cell click, and also a view controller here based off the plus sign button up top. Sorry about that. Scooch on over to here. I have my class diagram. So to begin, I will start actually with this here. This is my data manager Swift file. This is where all of my core data for the project is handled. We have the manage object content, the fetch results, which is an array of task entities, and the filtered array, which is also an array of task entities. And this one is used when the user clicks on one of the cells. Pull this back up. Let's say tests or assignments or miscellaneous. It's going to filter the results to just show tests, assignments, or miscellaneous. Also in this, there's the add task, which adds it to the core data. The fetch record, that just kind of tells you the index in the core data that it is, and the filter results, which actually handles the filtering of the core data. All right, so now we'll go over to the table view controller. This view controller has a variable for cell items. It's an array of strings, and each one of those strings is just the title that I want each cell to be called. It helps me manage, how many cells I'm going to need in the table and whatnot. Then this here, app data, save data. Save data is the class within my data manager file. So this is an instance of essentially my core data. This allows me to access the core data and the functions that I made here. Table view, that just shows you that there's functions handling the table view, such as making a new cell, number of rows and sections, number of sections in the table, and whatnot. All right, so now we'll go over to the items view controller. Items view controller is for the cells that you saw that were all items, tests, assignments, or miscellaneous. So again, we have this instance of the core data. We have a variable for index, which is the index in the table view, and then a string variable for the title. That way we can change the title of the view controller. This variable also actually helps us identify what we are filtering for in the core data. And then this function here, update data, is called within the view did load. This is when the program does its filtering of the results. So you call this so that only, for instance, the test items would be shown in the table view, or just the assignments if that cell was picked in the beginning. All right. So like I said, this view controller is modified for the first 4 cells. So next we have the weather cell here. So I'll go down here. In this view controller, we have a table view that has a picture based off what the forecast is and a little description of the forecast. It also has like a header that has the date. And there's a search bar up there that allows you to change the city of the weather that is being displayed. So this variable here, forecast data, is a bunch of array of type weather, and weather is defined in its own separate model as basically the objects returned from the API fetch. This function here handles when you click the search bar button so that it can change the city for you, and then it will call update weather for location, which recalls the API essentially. Alright, so finally we'll see that we have study spots here. Study spots has a UI map view. That map view is populated by locations near you, and I use the keyword study to search for those locations to populate the map there. Then there's also a text view here. The text view is populated with the locations that are also put on the map so the users can read those. This variable handles all the map items that it's going to put onto the map, and this is an instance of the location manager that helps me see where my location is. This function here, getPlaces, is called when this view controller loads so that the places can load onto it. Alright, so finally we have the add view controller Swift file here. This has a name text field, a due date text field, and then a segmented control. So you'll put the name of what's upcoming, either a test or an assignment, the due date for that said thing, and then what type it is. So you obviously have the type of test, assignment, or miscellaneous. Again, we have the instance of the core data, and then we have these two functions, save new tasks. So this is used when you press the save button, and it accesses the functions within this app data here. And then touches began. This function just allows the app to close the keyboard when the user clicks away from it. Alright, so now I'll go ahead and show you the app in action here. So I can click on this, has all items. I have an assignment and a test in there. By clicking the edit button, you are able to delete one of these if you'd like to. You can go to test and it just shows the test, assignments, and currently there's nothing in my miscellaneous. So I can go ahead and add a task here, and let's just name this task job fair. The due date is going to be 10/23/17. It's going to be a miscellaneous type. Save that. Go back. You can see that's in there now, sorted by the date, and it's in the miscellaneous tab here. Alright, now for the weather. Click here. You can see from the placeholder that our default is Tempe, so it's showing the weather for Tempe, Arizona here. But I can also change this to somewhere like New York. Enter or press the search button here, and then it will change it for New York weather. Alright, and then finally, my study spots tab. Go ahead and click that. Sometimes in the simulator it's a little slow. It's just because it's trying to simulate on my Mac here. So I'm going to click that again. And these results, yes, are going to be a little more accurate, a little better populated here. You can click on these map items. It'll pull it up, say it's Starbucks, and then all of them are listed right below here. Alright, so that is my application for the final project for CFC 335, Principles of Mobile Application Development. I hope you liked it, and if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Thank you.